Hello and welcome to the quick 24 screw tutorial for Serene by Kiwi-Ears. If you're watching this, you probably have a crinkle in one or both ears, or you just want to give it this little mod to loosen up the planar driver here in the Kiwi-Ears Serene. Let me do that first. Alright, tool you'll need. Only one tool. Small screwdriver. The smaller, not necessarily the smaller the better. There's a hell of a magnetic force on that one. I'm using the slightly smaller one. And we're just going to pop the pads off. This is a brand new set, by the way. This hasn't had a crinkle or needed to have this done to it. Haven't even broken it in yet. So it's going to be interesting to hear, because I've been listening to it, if this does replace the need to actually give it full driver braking. If you're doing one side, I kind of recommend you just do both. I did it on one set that needed it, and it was just easier to go in there and do them both. Now, I would usually recommend, if I have one here, yeah, I do actually, these little cube magnets you can get on Amazon, because those will help hold all our screws. We only need to take out 6. The rest we are manipulating and putting back in pretty fast. But these guys are long. Those are like a solid 1/2 inch long, very, very, very small Phillips screws. There are only 3 of them per cup, which is a godsend. Aris is 4. And again, you don't need to do this, but I have had experience with it, and it's going to be interesting to know if this pair develops any sort of rattling once it breaks in. This may be a post-break-in fix. I only have had 4 pairs of these in my possession, and 3 of them came into it last week while I was sick, so I don't know exactly what. I'm sure if anybody has any different methodologies or ways they like to do it that differ from this, please tell me in the comments. I'm making this shit up as we go along because I, well, have to. I'm the first, and they're my babies, and I'm not going to let anyone say, oh, they crinkle in a driver and I don't want to use them. So we'll get all 6 screws out. Only takes a little bit. There. Nice and stuck to the magnet. And what I would like to do is prop it up on the pad at least. Or 2 pads, so you don't have it fall over. That way it's not sort of like teeter-tottering. And the driver cup should just come out. Now there's the wire here is long enough that you can put the entire thing down on the table. You could do one or both. We're going to do both at the same time anyway. Now here's the back of the planar driver. You can see the patch I had them remove, and you could see the, actually that's, yeah, 9 screws around the magnetic structure, and there is the driver film behind it. So what we're doing is basically we're going to loosen each one of these up and let the driver film sort of like flatten itself. Temperature and all sorts of humidity and, listen, you might hear a little bit of like a creak, like when you crack your wrists every time you do a screw. You don't have to don't loosen them all at once and then put them all in, just out. And I'm unscrewing them approximately 1 rotation and then back down. And in this, on this side, I'm going to go clockwise. On the other side, I'm going to go counterclockwise just for OCD purposes. And this is all you got to do. Make sure they're tight. When I was getting rattles, I thought some of these screws may have just become loose. Like that one's really tight. And we're just going to get them to the point where the screwdriver doesn't want to turn anymore. You don't need a torque wrench or anything that crazy. That one was really tight. Just get it on there. Just snug it up. I think getting the consistency the same is more important. Like that one was loose as hell. I usually start in the middle by the wire and then go around. So just give it a hold. See, that one's, it's hard. Oh, that one made a real nice noise when I did it. Out. Out, in. Out, in. Out, in. This is something that I feel like they can't really fix it at factory unless I change the entire manufacturing process. Because the temperature change and altitude change and traveling across the ocean and whatever the hell else Serene is doing means this has to get fixed, and I already did this one already, but I'm going to do it again. So there, that's it, we're done. You can see the foam back here. These are the ports for the 3.5. Wires haven't been touched. Put it back together. You can check the paper is flat, but they peeled that off because obviously someone had to come in here and peel all those off at some point. But now we do that and put it back with our screws, which this is so exciting, isn't it? I'm just coming over getting real sick. You have a magnetic screwdriver tip, it helps a fantastic amount. When you screw these in, I recommend getting that one down near the bottom but not in, just so you don't have one part tight and the other parts you start bending. It's like when you put the wheel in a car, and if you either put on a 4-lug or 5-lug wheel, you know you have to do it in a star pattern. You don't tighten all the way down the first time, otherwise shit's cockeyed. So, I also don't want to stab through any of the driver bits. That one I let touch the actual bottom of the plastic. And this will vary on difficulty depending on how the plastic was chewed the first time, because I'm pretty sure these were not threaded at the factory. This is just raw plastic, and they drive these in there to make them fit. Why they're so damn long, I don't think we'll ever figure that out. It's all right. That one's in. And now with the last one, we go around and we do our actual tightening. Okay, this one, tighten, barely, tighten, barely, tighten, barely. That's it. If you actually have to tighten it, barely. That's it. It stops spinning. Move on. Stop spinning. You're done. And now to get the pads back on, first we check the direction. All you got to know is this is driver bias to the front. So there's your front. That's our right side. Match the pad, which these pads aren't broken in either. There are convenient notches here by the screws, which you can use to seat the pads. You just slide that over there. You can use that to rotate over there, but I'm an old school, so I'm just going to put my thumb here to hold it, and then just sort of like lift. Get your finger up on the inside. Could insert crude joke, but this video should be monetizable and searchable on the second channel. Up, 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 up. There is a plastic ring in here that may prevent it from sitting flat unless you work it a little bit. Let me see what I can do with this one. Yeah, just give it a little twist left and right. Yeah, there's a plastic ring inside of this. It separates the back to the foam. So if that gets weird, just give it a rotation and it should behave normally. And we are, come on. I was going to say we're done. And it knew it, and it was like, nah, screw them up. So therefore, that part's not going in. And now it's in. And we are back. Fully completed 24 screw mod. So let's plug it back in. I'm using Valencia and Magia. Because cable quality matters, amplifier quality matters, everything matters with these stupid headphones. So goddamn nice. And definitely a sound change just from stock. There's more low end to begin with. But I'm going to give them their full 50-hour break-in regardless. And then you'll have a fully ready to rock and roll, what I would consider a complete Serene. Because if that thing, if one of them creaks or rattles, it's not right. It's not right. So, I apologize that I have to make you go through this. And if you don't own a screwdriver, steal one from someone you don't like. Don't or buy one, you know, for a low cost. I'll link one in the description. If I can find one screwdriver for sale. Probably cheaper to do sets though, but thank you for supporting the channel. There you go. See you in the next mod where I get rid of the crinkle in the goddamn driver.